So you're good. So welcome everyone for our today's session. So we'll be having a series of sessions, blended kind of a content from technical, professional to maybe non-technical, and so many other types of content that we think as the team they will be beneficial to our community of young professionals here in Kenya, as well as in Africa, and as we extend in Region 8. So our first uh, speaker for our series, I definitely chose Abdul uh, because of so many reasons. Abdul has been awarded a couple of awards, starting with professional volunteers, and then there is the leadership element. There is that also very big kind of engagement in young professionals from the regional level to the MGA, coming back to the Africa, like a whole entire Africa, even in council and such. And apart from that is, as you can see from the down there, we have PMP, MSc, and so many other things. So based on how I've interacted with Abdul, I thought this could be a session that we could start with, so that at least he can try to open it up to the graduates, to the professionals, maybe now that we are in this kind of a situation, and try to demystify it now on a personal level, now broadening it even further to how he personally has been able to go to climb the ladder. Now that he's a senior member, but still a very, very, very active young professional member. And back to you, Abdul. Maybe you'll rephrase it a bit in your introduction. But from where I sit and how I've known Abdul for the last 3 years, I think he was the best person to handle this topic. Karibu, Abdul. In Kenya, we say welcome. That is Karibu.
Aliyu, thank you very much. Uh,
Yes, the floor is yours.
all right. Good morning, good afternoon, and I think good day to all of us. Wherever you're joining from, welcome to this talk today. It's an honor and a privilege to be amidst all of you. Kitinji, thank you for the invitation. YP Kenya team, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you all and every other person that is listening. Um, Today is 10th of October 2020, and it's one of the days that we're celebrating IEEE Day. So I'll say IEEE Day to all of us. Just like Kitingi said, my name is Abdullateef Aliyu. I will be discussing and sharing my own wealth of experience on work-life balance as a young professional. Well, I might still have some terms to rephrase this title, but I think it's a very, very good thing that young people and people are aspiring to be, professionals in their life to be able to listen and also learn from it. So I'll try my possible best to see how we can interact, considering it virtual, but it's something that I'll try my best. So thank you. Um, can you see my slide? So let me talk quickly about me. This is just a summary of what I've done in the past and a high-level summary about who I am. So I currently work with a telecommunication firm called Phase 3 Telecom, where I head the infrastructure rollout and deployment. I've been working with this company for the past 8 years, and I've worked with other companies also before joining them. I'm a senior member of IEEE, and I became senior member in 2011. So I've been senior member for quite some time now. And I'm also part of the IEEE subcommittee member uh, in Region 8 and also representative of West Africa in the Power Energy Society as a chapter. This year, IEEE Day is virtual, but we, the regional REIT, which I'm also one of them, since 2019, I've been participating in helping coordinating Africa in IEEE Day. Also, I served as an advisor with the Region 8 Humanitarian Activities Committee. In the local level, I chair a lot of conferences here in Nigeria, and I've chaired the PES Power Energy Society and IEEE Power Africa in 2019. That was the last face-to-face Power Africa that we had. And I also chaired the first Africa Student and Young Professional Congress here in Africa when it first came to the soil of Africa. I was a past chair, just like Kitingi, of young professional in Nigeria in the 2013 to 2017. I had to do 2 terms because they say I have to continue, but after 2 terms, I said, no, it's enough. According to the bylaws, you can't run for chair more than 2 terms, and you can as well come back after you have taken some roles. I'm also involved with the industry, so I'm one of the section industrial ambassador for Nigeria. In terms of membership development, I've chaired the membership development officer in Nigeria and also currently the secretary for the section. I've won some numerous awards, and one of those ones that I recently won is MGA Young Professional Achievement Award. So not to bore you with all that, we can connect on LinkedIn. I would say IEEE Day, just a good summary about why we're celebrating this day. In 1884, IEEE started as an institute, and today is 136 years, and we're still together, bigger, stronger, about 430,000 members across the globe, and we are in over 135 countries. So IEEE Day to you all. So talking a little bit about our team in the Young Professional Region 8 Subcommittee for 2020, although I've been there since 2019. We have Sarah Barros, which is the past chair of the team. Currently, the chair is Dean Kolesik from Croatia, and we have Almuddin Kabas from Germany. We have Anna Ines as also a member from Benelux, and Saif from Tunisia, myself from Nigeria. We have Manuel from Spain. We have Artem from Egypt, and Lavenda, which are lucky to be part of you guys from Kenya, and Blamedin from France, and also Nazila from UK. These are the people that are able to plan, organize, and coordinate activities of young professionals within the region. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can send email to ma-youngprofessional@ieeeregion8.org, or you send to yp.ieee.org. So why are we here today is to talk about young professionals and also talk about work-life balance. And so once you see YP, what comes to mind? Is it kind of a sorcery? What are these people doing? Are they magicians? Who are they? Who can be part of young professional? You have a lot of series of things going into your mind. But the truth is, all we do is to try to see how we can coordinate youths together in terms of balancing activities, both personally, technically, professionally, in advancing technology for humanity. So young professionals actually fall between the first degree, when you immediately you have your first degree, become a graduate student, and up to 15 years later in life. But that doesn't mean that it's a caveat, but it's just like a guide for you to know that these are the range of people actually that actually qualify to be young professionals. Some people at their 40s, 45, 50, and even life members are also young professionals because they believe they are young at heart. So that doesn't mean that they cannot participate in young professional activities. But the moment you graduate, you had your STEP event, that's a student transition and evaluation program, into the young professional range, where you start to think about your life, you start to think about forming a home, you start to think about building yourself professionally, and that's when young professionals are there to help you, to help mentor you, and at the same time, bring in events that you benefit. So if you see this, this is one of the young professional events that we had in UAE. Unfortunately, I've been clicking for the media to play, but maybe it's going to take time. There was a event held in Dubai, which is called Young Professional in Space, and they were able to launch this rocket and rocket so many events during this Young Professional Congress that we had in the UAE. There were a lot of IEEE plenary and workshop that was carried out at that time. And these are some of the things you see much later when I present uh, programs that young professional carried out. So how do we carry out our activities as young professional? We try to balance both the technical, professional, and entrepreneurial skills as a YP. So all this is our focus really, and most of you, or even some of you, are part of the Young Professional Region 8 Entrepreneurship Initiative that's currently going on, where we had the last final at the Student and Young Professional Virtual Conference that was held just about a few weeks ago. And a lot of startups participated, and we had a series of talks and advices that was passed from experts to young professionals. And in terms of technical activities, as you see later on, we have what we call the connecting experts, where we bring experts from different field of life to talk about uh, specific things that youth will need to succeed, really, and also how to professionally stand out among others. So these are the things. So for you to be able to now carry out activities, we have three broad categories of where you can as well get funding from. One is a STEP, which is a student transition and evaluation program, where the young professional are able to get up to like 500 USD to organize their events. You can have one step events in one calendar year. That's it's advisable that for every time that schools graduating students from undergraduate to graduates, you should at least have one step program. So this step program is a program where you do the transition from being a student member to go into the cadre of being a young professional. Also within yourself, just like you have your ESCOM, you can have what you call the meetups, where you can try to organize events. It could be social events, it could be technical, it could be talks, it could be picnic, whatever you want to do as far as young professionals are meeting together, and they are to share ideas and skills, just like we are having now in your Center of Excellence. You can as well apply for such funding. And the final category is your local activity, where you just have your normal talk, normal workshop, plenary, etc. And you can even have this within a big conference that is going on. So these are all opportunities. You can read more on that on the website that is linked below. So what are other things that you can as well benefit being a young professional? There's uh, some IEEE Explore Flex for young professional as a member, where you'll be able to at least access papers for some little token as compared to what you can actually pay, to access such paper. And we have what we call the micro volunteering. For those of you that attended the virtual seat, you hear Flavia talking about uh, micro volunteering portal that was just released, where you can as well add your own skills if you're very good with artificial intelligence, Python programming, AI, um, machine learning, website, and photography, event planning. You can add that as some of the skills under your profile in that portal. And if there are openings, those people will reach out to you and they will be able to connect with you. And we have loyalty and recognition where we will give people awards for what they have done over the years and for excellence. We also have the Region 8 Entrepreneurship Initiative. Some of you are already ambassadors, and we hope that we get more ambassadors. And during this time, it's just to try to mentor people, startups, entrepreneurs, and we will make sure that we expose them to some source of funding when they actually do very well, and even sponsor their participation in Tech Summit or Entrepreneurship Summit. Some of the things that we do under the IEEE Region 8 Entrepreneurship Initiative is the fact that you will be able to listen to experts. We have what we call the Talkspreneur is there, and you listen to expert that talks every month. You can follow this on our Facebook page. A lot of even talks that we carried out are still very, very relevant as at date. So you can as well go back there to see that. So we've already discussed the meetup, where you can even have it when you are having your big conference. You have that meetup. So what happened and what has changed during COVID? Well, we didn't stop working. We actually work from home, and you can see some of our pictures that we started a campaign called the Home Office. Some of you participated and you shared a lot of pictures for us. It's just for us to have fun, while we work. So a lot of fun within the team, a lot of fun with our colleagues that are cheers, and a lot of fun, in several places. So this is example of the one we posted on the social media, and this is the one we posted within ourselves in our team. So you can see the difference. We're all having fun together. So one of other things that I've already explained is the connecting experts that we bring in expert every month to talk about. And this was one of the distinguished lecturing that we know before. So we were able to move it to connecting the experts during the COVID lockdown. This will be a few slides before I start talking about the work-life balance. These are the number of young professionals and how they are distributed across the region. And you see that we're growing, and we're looking for more to come out from Africa. We've already received some petition from Uganda, from Zambia, and we hope that before the end of this year, they will all get their petition approved. So now let's talk about how we're here today, work-life balance. So a lot of people say this does not exist. There's no way it's possible. It's a myth. A lot of talk that so many people do not believe that this can actually happen. Because when you talk about balance, meaning that there is equilibrium between all your activities, which I'll show later. So another people believe that while work-life balance is a myth, that you can actually have the work-life harmony. So work-life harmony is the fact that you are happy with who you are in terms of your career, in terms of your other social engagements, and in terms of who you want to be in life. So this is actually a balance and knowing a boundary between a lot of things that you do. So now, there was a saying from one of the famous country singer that says that never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. And I kind of agree with her in the sense that no matter what you do, there are people that actually matters. Your family, your friends, um, your bosses in office, a lot of influence around you that you cannot ignore, but you have to create time for them. So creating that time I will try to see how you can actually make this happen and have fun while doing that. So these are things that actually matters to some people. When you talk about work, for people, first thing that comes to mind is career, businesses, your performance, your responsibilities, those things that really, really matter in terms of getting your daily income. And when you talk about life, you now be talking about how health matters, how your family matters, how your friends, and how, most importantly, you'll be happy. And this is what you need to create harmony between these two things. From what you have on the left to what you have on the right, how do you harmonize this thing? How do you create a balance? How do you see that there is equilibrium between these things? Sometimes it's very, very difficult to do, but I'm going to share with you some few tips. Some have worked for me, and some I believe will work for you too. So you look at that and see how you'll be able to put these things together. Uh, for me, as someone that wore many caps within the IEEE MGA Region 8 and also the local section, time is a factor for me. Time management is key for me. And as you see, time is your greatest asset. At the same time, time is your greatest liability. Once you waste it, it is gone. It's never recovered. There is nothing you can do to bring it back. So it's better you make very effective use of your time. And as you're making good use of them, you should be having time. You should be having fun, achieving what you have set out to achieve, putting deadlines, putting boundaries, knowing when to carry out what. It's also the key. So time is the most valuable asset, yet we waste it at times in the sense that some of us, spend the whole day, looking at something that is not important, that's not going to add value to our goals. Surfing the internet the whole day without no purpose. And sometimes we kill it. Some of us can listen to music from morning to night, watch the game of soccer from morning to night, without any pro motive around it. And sometimes rather spend it anyhow we feel deemed fit. But as you do all these things, try to identify those things that really, really matter to you and really, really matter to your goals. So you have to do one thing first, which is the first thing I'm going to share with you. You have to define priorities. And priorities do change. My priorities today might not be my priority tomorrow. My priority next tomorrow might not be my priority in a month to come. So you have to define priorities, which is very good things to do. You define priority among family, uh, how health is important, because all this is nothing if you cannot show up to get it done. So health is very, very key. You define priorities at that moment for happiness, for fun, time with your family, time to connect with numerous people around the globe, an adventure you want to undertake. So you have to define priorities. Is this something that you're deficient in and you want to learn about? So knowledge becomes very, very key. Is it your career? Are you just starting? Do you want to get things done in a better way? So these are the things. You want to get rich. You want to invest your money. So defining priorities and things that really, really matter, it's the first thing that you need to work on. So as you do that, there's a say that said, what are the real priorities in my life? You should be honest with yourself about that. What are the things that really, really matter in my life? What are the things that I want to achieve? What are the things I absolutely need for my happiness, for my career, you know? So you have to do this periodically. You have to review because it changes. Immediately you graduate, your priority might be that you want to get a job or you want to start up a business. So you have to do this review because this priority actually change. and it's a periodic thing that you need to do. So doing that, hello,
Hello, Abdul.
yeah, I'm getting background noise.
Okay, but I was asking, at some point I think I lost you. I thought it was a problem with was it on my side or your side?
I think it's from you because I can.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so you focus on the big picture and align your actions to nurture the things that you most care about. So the bigger picture, you dream big, and as you dream big, some people will be like, your dream is too ambitious, it's too big. It's going to take donkey years to achieve that. Yes, because you are not yet that person to achieve that dream of yours. You have to be the person to achieve it. And once you are that person, that same dream becomes something of the past. You have to start thinking in another direction. So you have to define priorities, okay, to get that done. So the next thing is you have to focus on things that matters only. And this is where I will try to explain some few things. If you have read the book, seven the Seven Effective Way by Steve Harvey, in a book where he said that time, things in life can actually be divided into four quadrants. And you have four quadrants where your first quadrant is entail activities that are urgent, but also important at the same time. I'll tell you what these kind of activities are. And you have things that are not urgent, but they are actually very, very important to you. So these things, you actually plan them, you plan for them, you schedule them, and you have time that definitely you will do them. Just like myself and Kitingi agreed that, okay, today we are going to have this important talk, and this is the time we are going to have it, and it's happening today. So you actually plan it. It's not something you do in your own time, you schedule it. And the third quadrant, there are things usually that you can delegate them. It's not something that they are not actually uh, all that important, but you can actually sacrifice time to delegate them. And some the things that actually fall in the fourth quadrant, which is not important and they're not urgent at the same time. These activities are usually something that I will tell you that you don't have to stay there. You don't need to be there. So to explain further or to buttress further on them, the first quadrant is once a fire is in your kitchen, for example, you don't say you will come back to put off that fire. You have to do it at that time. As it's happening, it's an emergency. You have to put it out. So these activities cannot wait. It has to be done immediately at that time, right? You have deadlines and the deadline is approaching and you really want to be someone that actually meet that deadline, you have to do the activity. The activities cannot wait. And also, sickness when it comes, no matter how you have to attend to it, you have to take care of yourself. You have to be that same person. So these activities in this first quadrant cannot wait. You have to do them that same time as it's happening. You just have to take care of them. Then you now look at the activity where this is actually where you plan. You schedule your time. You key your time there. These are your personal growth. These are the certifications you want to get. And these are the various meetings you want to have. And these are the strategic partnership you want to get. And you just have to, plan about it. And if it's someone that is dieting or is into fitness, you know that, okay, every morning by 7 o'clock, I'm out jogging, and these are the things I eat, these are the things I don't have to eat. So these are the things that are important, but they're not urgent. You plan for it to schedule them. And talking about the third quadrant, these are actually things that you can actually delegate them. A phone call can wait. It's not immediately that you see a missed call, you go back to return that call. You can actually wait for the right time to do that. So there are actually uh, interrupts. For some of us who are too obsessed with our mobile, immediately we see the mobile messages, the instant messages coming, immediately we want to attack it and all that. They can actually ruin a day, or at the end of the day make us not to be organized. So you have to organize your day, your week, even to a month or year. You have to schedule all that, schedule your vacation, do a lot of things, and you have to just master the art of starting and finish, and how to, plan and keep on planning and focus on the things that matter. For the fourth quarter, which I wouldn't advise most of us to stay there. These are time wasters. They actually keep us away from achieving our goals. Uh, there's a lot of things that a lot of people these days, they don't know actually how to say no. So a lot of things comes our way that actually don't align with our goals, and at the end of it, we end up wasting time, and we don't do that. So my final word of advice here is always be around people that add value to you and you're able to add value to, and always add energy, and stop things that deflect your energy. They are not actually good for us. So the third tip is for us to set out boundaries, um, in the sense that you have time that you carry out your social activities, and at the same time to focus on your technical competence, time you go out with the family, time you sleep, time you wake up, time you go for exercise, time that you call your family, call your friends. This actually is a challenge because you have to fight three big things. There are influences that can actually change this when you set the boundaries. One of them is your boss, the other one is your family, and the third one is your friend. Because no matter how you schedule all these activities, there are some things that will come your way. You can rather accommodate them if they are very, very important, and reschedule these things. And sometimes your boss can as well bring out stuff that you must do now. Your whole plan of your day might be ruined. If you are planned for a week, all those things, you have to, look at a way on how to, balance their back. So even contributing to the aspect of your life that you care about, you find time for yourself, take care of yourself. Some of us, we forget to even remember to, make sure that you look good, cut your hair, and also, etc., because you're so immersed with work. And sometimes you forget to sleep well because you have a project that you want to kill. At that time, you are not happy with yourself. So you just have to set boundaries and know that, okay, even though I passed on, work still continue. So you must remember that always. So this is very, very important also. You must learn the act of saying no to anything that doesn't align with your priorities, really. If you have set out priorities for this month, October, these are the things I have to achieve, and if things are coming your way that do not align with that, please kindly object and politely. Don't say it rudely. So humbly, I'm sorry. I would have loved to, but actually, I have already had a plan to do X, Y, Z. Humbly. It's actually tempting, really, but you want to do a lot of things, you want to volunteer, but sometimes they are not actually your top priority that you shouldn't focus on. So I will just want you to learn that act of saying no. So this is one of the last tip, which I believe that everyone needs to do. You have to take care of you. If you are not healthy, if you are not well, you can't show up at work. If you are not well, you can't go on vacation. If you are not fit or you have heart problem, you cannot do a lot of things. So you have to find time for you to reflect about yourself, time for you to carry out your exercise and things you care about, time for you to be able to, get things, organized. You need this. There is no relationship that can last unless you have a solid relationship with yourself. So we should try to learn on how to, have time, private time for us, for other things that you care about. If you are the one that care about hunting, you find time to go and do that, so if you have time for you. So if you put all these things together, you should have fun, when doing it. You should enjoy it. You have fun to go on safari, for example. You have fun to attend the Congress, enjoy it when you're there because you actually plan for it. You have serious fun. When I was in Kenya, I had a lot of fun with you guys, going on the safari, at the dinner, in the hall, and also with the team, the young professional team. When we're together, we enjoy every moment. Not that we'll be together and we'll be on our mobile phone, doing something else. You should enjoy that moment that you had there. You should enjoy it because you cannot get that time back. It is gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. So at this point, I'll say feel free to reach out to me and thank you very much. And I'll be able to take questions. I hope I've shared one or two things that you like. So we'll have like 15 to 20 minutes to, talk more on this and even answer questions. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul. That was an interesting journey. And if I'm getting it right, you're saying if you're not having fun, it's not worth it. And you shouldn't do it anyway. And maybe before we open the floor to get questions from the participants, I had one question, particularly when you're talking about setting boundaries and being able to say no. And maybe, at some point, it's easy to put it that way, the art of saying no. But interestingly enough, is when you find yourself in a situation where you are caught in between, like for example, you as a volunteer. Maybe if you can give us a scenario where you are caught in between and you had to say no, because I know right now you have a very valuable experience in Region 8, and in most cases you will find yourself you are being called everywhere. So how do you balance that, and how have you done it? And maybe being able to say no for this and yes for this, or no for that and yes for this. Yeah.
Very interesting question, Kitindi. I will tell you that there have been many times I was able to say no politely. Because if people want you to get things done, they actually come to you because you actually want it. So you define your terms that it's not that I don't want to do this, but it's not convenient for me. Can we do it this way? Okay. So you're already telling them no at that time that it's not going to be visible, but they are forced to align with when you are available to do it. Okay. So if you have very important thing at 5 today, and someone just come to you and be like, okay, it's that same 5 o'clock. I would like you to maybe give us a talk or join us at Java for some sort of hangout, etc., and whatever. Is your friend? He's asking you to come right at that time, but you already have something that is very important for you to attend to, and it's in line with your focus priorities. You can tell them that actually 5 is not doable for me, so I'm sorry I can't join you guys. But if we can do 7 o'clock, we'll be able to all hang out. So at that scenario, you already put it that you are not available at 5, no, but 7 is yes for you. So it's now left for them to be able to, reschedule to 7 where you are available, and you'll be able to join them. And there are some other things that comes in terms of volunteering, that you have to come help us in X committee, because we feel you'll be able to do that. And as at that time, perhaps you won't enjoy having that kind of committee work. You can actually say, no, this is not the right committee for me. I would rather volunteer for committee XYZ as compared to this particular committee. I hope that answers your humble and polite way of saying it.
Yeah, definitely it answers that, but maybe I wanted you to point out something very specific, but maybe this one would also, my second question before we open the floor to the participants is, of course, balancing all these things. So many people normally ask volunteers, how do you manage? Because personally, I don't work that way. How do you manage to be very productive at work as well as be very productive in IEEE, chairing all these meetings and making sure that everything runs smoothly? Maybe from your point of view, because I understand that you have received quite a series of awards, especially now that Young Professional MGA Region 8 Achievement Award. Based on that award itself, it's something that really shows that you have a very extensive experience in engaging IEEE. Whereas on the other side, you have all these academic qualifications plus these also very intensive kind of experience technically. How have you been able to balance that now without the high level, the nitty gritty of it?
Yeah, thank you very much, Kitingi. Well, for me, I've shared some key tips, which I said you need to know how to get organized, and time management is key. That's your asset, and at the same time, that time management will be your liability. You need to learn the act of working smartly, really. If you're having a meeting and you're volunteering for 1 hour, at that 1 hour, you have to know what you want to get out of that meeting in that 1 hour, in the sense that you define role, responsibility, and timeline. Uh, and things have to be clear, really. If you are how to achieve, for example, a social media campaign for the event you have planned, and you are the chair of that committee, you have to say, okay, thank you for volunteering. The social media campaign need to get out by Wednesday. This is our share drive. You can put it there for everyone to review. If we are not getting the review by Tuesday, 12 p.m., it's accepted by everyone and it will go out, right? So you already define uh, the goals that you want to achieve. You already defined the timeline, and you have also defined the person responsible to carry out the event. So there's no confusion in there. So if you define roles that is clear, that is direct, that has timeline, definitely you'll be able to get maximum output from it. A lot of people do go into meetings without having clear-cut agenda. And this is one of the biggest mistakes you do. For every meeting, you have an agenda and you have things that you want to take out of that meeting. So in terms of volunteering, you don't carry your volunteering activities into your work. You schedule them at the time that is convenient for you to volunteer, and that are okay in terms of what they are looking out for. So if you said today, I'm going to volunteer for 2 hours, that 2 hours, you already have your goals written down. Maybe I will reply all the emails that are waiting in line with this. I will actually be able to carry out this role, my voluntary role, in line with this office, etc. You have them written down, and you look out for what you want to achieve with them. So as you do them, you tick them off. Tax one done successfully, tax two ongoing, etc. And you'll be able to maximum that little time. So, and working smart. Uh, Let me give you specific example. I know this is what you want to hear. when I was chairing the Power African Conference in Nigeria in 2019, I was playing Humphrey role, but in a much more critical role in the sense that I was the secretariat and I was the LOC. In this, all the visa invitation letters need to go out to multiple people that will apply for multiple countries and at different times. And technically, I have the skill of, yes, there's a way I can put a robot to work, right? That robotic automation process, I can put them in place. And I had to write some few codes with my email in the sense that you send me email, I reply email in line with that subject, and even attach an attachment for you as a visa letter to you without me intervening. All I need to check is just for me to approve it. Yes, this guy, yes. I just for me to type yes, that this guy need to get the letter to come. And that letter is sent to the person with my email and everything. I don't have to go type email from beginning. So I'm doing that work and people will think I'm the one doing it, but actually I'm the one that doing it, but I've added my technical skill to work, right? So I'm able to send out 250 letters on time with attachment, right? Without, affecting my own time to enjoy myself, maybe somewhere else. So that you have to work smartly. You have to use the skills that you have to add to that. And with that, you'll be able to do all those things without even thinking about it.
I think I'll open the floor to the participants. I can see very nice comments from Miwizi, our YP secretary here in Kenya, and also Nzila Nangobi from Uganda. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so also Peter Choge here is saying always work hard, but work smart, we are prudent. That's a very nice comment. So back to you, participants. If you have any question to Abdul, you can ask before I share the last question with him.
Yes, I see that they are asking for the slides. I'll try send the slide across to Kitingi, and he's going to send it to all those registered delegates on the call. Thank you very much for your comments, and I think I'm still here to take questions. We still have a few more minutes, right, before the hour. So I can take those questions, right? Yeah, you are muted, Kitingi. Yes, yes. Kitingi, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry for that. I think I muted instead of unmute. So this is my last question. As I can see, we have 2 minutes remaining. Abdul, you are very active in social media, and funny enough, you are not even a student member or even a YP, or rather a general member. You are a senior member of IEEE. So how do you maintain that? Because when you talk to many professionals, they normally tell you social media is bad, you should not be there, you should minimize all that. But for us, we normally see you are very active in Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these other platforms. How do you do it technically so that it's very beneficial to you and to everyone else in Region 8 without losing your time and all that?
All right, thank you, Kitingi. Well, I'm available on the Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and at the same time, I'm on LinkedIn. And also, sometimes those of you that have my direct contact will be able to see my WhatsApp status at times. I do post up from time to time, right? But you will notice that at times I do disappear and at times I reappear, right? And the thing is, on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on Instagram, anything you want to post, you should ask yourself this question. Even though I'm not around, will I be proud of this post? In the sense that if it goes there, it stays there, right? So you should be proud of it first. And technically, you already create a brand for yourself professionally in the industry that you work, right? And in terms of IEEE as an institution. So you should control those contents that goes up there. People in your office, they do look at it. So if it's something that you are proud of, that you never regret posting them up, like for some of us who go into social media and be posting political talks that has to do with the government. Government is not doing this, it's not doing that. What happened that tomorrow you become a government agent and they go to your social page and be like, you say something about these people at this time. So how do you defend that? So things that are not actually important and you cannot be proud of them, don't take them to the social media space. For me, I create time for them. From time to time, I comment in other people's posts that are actually fascinating and actually had my own voice to it. You can do that. So far, you are going to be proud of it. You are not going to regret it. And if you know that you post content that will either damage your brand and tomorrow you see them, you're not going to like it, please don't even go there. And create time that you engage all these things. Not that you wake up early in the morning and you've not finished your, even setting out your day, you pick up your phone and you start going to, surf the internet and all that. Those are all bad habits. And you form habits. And once these habits are formed, things will trigger them. You end up waking up every morning and picking up your phone and try to go to Facebook. It's not good. It's not a good habit. Create time. Maybe you use that tool as a way to reward yourself. Okay, I've achieved 5 goals today. Now I can Facebook for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And use it to reward yourself for achieving those goals. But if you go there every time without no objective or focus, I don't think it's the best thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul. And I think it has been a pleasure having you around. And some of the participants also, I can see very nice comments from Choge. And maybe this is the last, because we started at around 2:10. I think we can give it a shot for the next 5 minutes for the questions. If they are not,
I think we lost Kitingi there. If you have opportunity you want to ask question, you have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I think we lost him. Um,
Hello, Mr. Aliyu.
Yes, Dan, I can hear you.
Oh, I have a question here.
Yes, please.
Now, for us who are student members who are in our final years, and we are supposed to have completed this year, and then maybe we upgrade our membership professional years, but it seems we are not graduating this year. We shall graduate the following year. Are we supposed, should we pay for professional memberships, or we should first continue as student members or young professionals?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think once you graduate, IEEE, there are still graduate student members. So it doesn't matter if you have graduated or you are still in school. Once you're a student, either undergraduate, master student, PhD student, you're still a student member of IEEE. And if you're to graduate that year and you're unable to graduate and you were maybe elevated by IEEE because your date or your personal details said you are graduating in 2020 and you will end up graduating in 2021, you can actually edit that and you continue to be your student member. It's not compulsory that you pay professional membership fee when you are in school. It's not even advisable. You pay student member cheap dues when you are in school, and that's what I'll advise. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan, for that interesting question. And I think the same question has been asked severally. I got a question from several students, especially from Kenya, who have been upgraded to members. So I think it is well handled. Maybe at the interest of time, I can see we have Mercy, we have Nick, Chaltu, as if Chaltu has left. And I don't know if also our secretary is around, but I'll give this chance to Nick and Mercy and one more volunteer, Nzila, just to say a closing remark as we end the session. Mercy, back to you.
Hi, Kithinji and everyone. Thank you. It's been an enlightening session, and we thank Engineer Aliyu for giving those tips on work-life balance. They've really been enlightening. So thank you. And I wish you all a belated IEEE Day. Happy IEEE Day. Yes, belated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. Nick, I hope you're there.
Yes, thank you, Kithinji. I'd like to thank Engineer Liu. It has been a wonderful presentation and a wonderful start for the YP, the Kenya YP, as our first event. So thank you very much, Aliyu, and all the best.
Thank you, Nick. And Zila Nangobi, are you there? From Uganda.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited, and I what can I say? Whatever I was thinking, Engineer Lee was mentioning, and then all the questions that I had in mind, Kithinji was asking, so I couldn't help get excited. I actually feel like telling all those that have missed that, hey, you don't know what you have just missed, because honestly, the stage at which we are as young professionals, we are dealing with all those things that Engineer is talking about: volunteering, how to say no, balancing time, waking up and then you're checking your phone, because that is what most of us are actually doing. So I really thank God, and I thank you too, Engineer Aliyu, as well as Kithinji, for this interesting time. And yes, I've benefited a lot, and I can't wait to pass on the message to the rest.
All right, thank you very much, guys. You see, the truth is, as a young professional, in crossroads, a lot of things come to mind. And once you're able to manage time very well and you're able to create time to read always, then the sky is your beginning, really. And thank you all.
Zila. Interesting enough is that I hope all of you can hear me. I'm saying interesting enough is that we have a series of these talks. We'll be bringing in technical guys, professional, non-technical, social, so that because our end goal is to have a professional who is really a whole package, not just very technical, but maybe on the other side is not really well equipped. And I'm getting so many calls here, but kind of muting them a bit. And this is really interesting. Maybe the last call we can get from, I don't know, do you have anyone who would really like to share something? I can see there's someone by the name Jen. Jen, you can share your last comment as you close for us. Jen, if you can hear me, are you there? Jen? Okay, maybe we can get the last comment from Choge.
Okay.
Choge. Yeah.
I'm an aspiring chemical engineer, and I would really like next time there to be esteemed members from IEEE who are chemical and processing engineers, to at least when there's someone familiar, to be more how do I put it, more engaging in terms of interaction. I don't know, next time when there's this meeting, could we have a chemical engineer from IEEE?
Okay, perfect. And I think the best way to handle it is.
Can I comment? Can I comment on that?
Yes,
And
sir.
that's where I mentioned that under the young professional programs, you have connecting the expert. You can get actually expert from industry that want to talk about chemical engineering as a whole picture, and you'll be able to schedule that talk just like you're doing now. Our passion is for Kenya's young professional to be very, very vibrant affinity group, and that's what we're trying to revive. As you can see, Kitingi started on the good notes for you to understand the whole YP and how you can balance it with volunteering. So with that, you can actually schedule other connecting experts and you pick the topic that most interests your audience, like the chemical talk that you just mentioned. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdul. And also, I understand, Choge, you are also a volunteer. And remember, all of us, we are in this journey together. If maybe you know someone, maybe from NASA or maybe from Dubai or somewhere, that you think he can share something valuable with chemical engineers, the floor is open. And we are always looking for volunteers who will champion their needs as well as being able to accommodate the whole entire community. And that is very good note. And that's why we are not only focusing on professional talks or social talks. We are focusing on talks that are cutting across all sort of our needs. And thank you very much for that. And I think at the interest of time, it's already 3:10, and that is meaning that we have had the session for exactly 1 hour. So Abdul, thank you very much. I'm really grateful for having you. Despite the timelines and trying to balance everything here and there, it has been really successful, and I look forward for more sessions. And for the team that is here, kindly we'll share the calendar and keep note of the dates, register for those events, and always come in, attend the sessions, and get to learn. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.